The Sony Alpha 7S is the newest member of the Alpha 7 family. First was the Alpha 7, 24 megapixel, then comes the 7R with 36 megapixels, everything on the full frame sensor, 24 by 36 millimeters. The newest member, the 7S, has only 12 megapixel, also on a full frame sensor. The reason why? First, we want to have high ISO settings on the camera. The highest ISO setting of the 7S is 409,600, and the second reason is 4K movie. 4K movie, yes, you can also do on sensors with more megapixel, but the reason here why they only have 12 megapixel, they read the sensor one by one for the 4K movie. The resolution for a 4K movie is 3940 by 2160 pixel, and the sensor size is 4000 by 3000 pixel. So you read 1 pixel by each pixel out when you make a 4K movie, and this gives you perfect picture quality because there's no interpolation. It's one by one, and that gives you the best picture quality for 4K movies. Two limitations. The frame rate in 4K is 24 or 30 frames per second. And there's another limitation. When you want to take 4K movies, you have to use an external device to save the data, because you only can use the Hdmi output for 4K movies. The SD card in the camera saves only Full HD in AVC HD and XAVCS and MP4 format. So you have to have an external device if you want to make 4K movies. Looking at the side of the camera, here is the HDMI output, and the other thing is we have a connector for the microphone and a headphone, and here is the HDMI output to put in an external device. Talking about the video formats, what I said before, we have the new video format from Sony. When I go here to the menu, you can see we have the file format for video. We have AVC HD, MP4, and the new one, XAVCS format. And this one gives you the opportunity to save with a higher data rate, 50 megabits per second, instead of 28 megabits per second in the AVC HD format. In both you have the 50p and 60p mode, depends on the TV format, PAL or NTSC. The camera comes with a turnable monitor. You can see here we have a turnable monitor, and as you know from Sony always, it's not a touch screen, it's a normal monitor. We have the electronic viewfinder, high resolution electronic viewfinder, gives you a real clear, sharp picture. So you have a good opportunity to control the picture through the electronic viewfinder. One thing which is a little bit, no, it's not unknown, but it's not so good in the advertising of Sony. We have a silent shutter. If you go to the menu, we have the, give you here, 1, 2, and here we have the silent shooting. The difference between the silent shooting and the mechanical shooting is if you use the silent shooting, you use an electronic shutter. I can show you the difference between both. I turn on now the electronic shutter, and if you have a look here through the lens, here's the sensor, and if I press the shutter release, absolutely no noise, nothing. And to show you the difference, I turn on the mechanical shutter, and here's the difference. You see we have the electronic shutter. That's the difference between the electronic and the mechanical shutter. One very important point, if you use the electronic shutter, make some test pictures, because if you take pictures of fast moving objects and if you take pictures in artificial light, there may be the rolling shutter effect where the objects, fast moving objects, are not straight in a line, and in artificial light you may have black lines or stripes in the picture. What else do we have? We have the HDMI output, live HDMI output, also in AVC HD and MP4, what I said before. On top of the camera we have the same layout as on the 7 and Alpha 7S. We have the program dial here, shutter release, and the aperture correction here, so that's exactly the same output. We have one dial here in front of the camera and one dial at the back side of the camera, and the forward button combined with a dial here where you can adjust different settings, and you can go into the menu and work very fast in the menu to change the different settings here in the menu. So that's exactly the same layout, exactly the same body layout like the 7 and the Alpha 7S. The Alpha 7S is a good choice if you have the Alpha 7R and want a camera with high ISO setting, low light quality. I think up to 102,400 ISO, the picture quality is fairly good and usable. If you go higher, you will see noise in the pictures, but also you can get a picture also in not absolutely darkness, but also in candlelight situations, and you get real sharp, clear pictures. The autofocus is faster than the 7 and the 7R autofocus. So also in this point, Sony did a good job. So the family is complete, 7, 7R and 7S.